Today we're going to explore the two most powerful words you will ever say. I am. Take the first step. That's the only way. One of the things that fascinated me was when I learned that the two most powerful words in human behavior, psychology, and in metaphysics are I am. When you say I am followed by any statement and you add certainty to it, it becomes your identity. Everything around you moves to support that statement. I'll give you an example. I've expressed before that I drank from the time I was 13 till I was 24, and I drank heavily. I avoided any responsibility for years. And there finally came a point where I had to say with certainty, I am an alcoholic. And when I said those words, things shifted. On an unconscious level, I no longer was able to make excuses for why I was drinking. I now had the identity, the statement that I was an alcoholic, and everything I knew on an unconscious level came up to support me in that statement. Now, let me explain conscious and unconscious for a moment. Your conscious mind filters things through your beliefs, through your rules, through your values. Your unconscious just absorbs everything like a sponge. But it is called to action based on how you direct your focus. For me, identifying myself as an alcoholic, all of a sudden, it brought up all these references and these resources, said, okay, if you're an alcoholic, here are the ways that you act. It gave me a starting point to start correcting my life because I was no longer denying my involvement in how I'd messed up my life. So I started taking actions that supported me in being a recovering alcoholic. The identity changed from I'm an alcoholic to now I'm recovering. I am no longer drinking. Every time you put something after the I am and you put it with certainty, your unconscious will accept that as an identity and do things, millions of things within nanoseconds to support you in that moment. Now for me, that also became something that limited me. As I got farther into my development, I started recognizing I kind of reached a glass ceiling, that I wasn't growing the way that I wanted to grow because I continued to identify myself as an alcoholic, and my unconscious mind was pulling up all of those references that said, okay, if you're an alcoholic, you need to act, think, and be like this. I understood the power of I am and identity through studying human behavior and psychology, and I stopped identifying myself as that. Now, I want to be very clear at this point in this taping. I needed to identify myself as an alcoholic early on to accept responsibility to begin taking the steps of recovery. And I got to a point in my growth that I needed to change my identity. We can change our identity at any point. People don't even realize how they create identities for themselves. We walk around all day long making excuses and complaining using I am lazy, I'm a procrastinator, I'm just fat, that's the way it is. But the thing is, when we say those things, our unconscious mind, again, if we say them with certainty, our unconscious mind does everything it needs to do to support us in that statement. So what I invite you to do is to become aware of how you label yourself. Now, I've had people come to me and go, well, I've been taught to do incantations and affirmations that say, I am thin, I am a non-smoker, I am these things. The challenge is that you're saying that on a conscious level and you're filtering it. Okay, you're not doing it with certainty. So you're saying, I am thin, and the next moment your conscious brain is going, no, you're not, you're fat. The things that we take for granted are the simple statements. I am a failure. Boom, we say that without even thinking about it. We joke about it. And the more times that you tell yourself something, the more certain you become in it. And when it becomes certain, You gain that certainty, it becomes your truth. So what I want to invite you to do is I want you to, for the next 10 days, become hypersensitive to the words I am and what you say after them. Keep track. How many times do you say I am, boom, boom, something that empowers you? Or how many times are you saying I am, fill in the blank, something that is disempowering or tearing you down? Become aware. Awareness is key, and start changing how you address yourself. This is a very, very extensive subject. We're not going to be able to cover a lot of it right here and right now. What I want you to do at this moment is just become aware of how you're identifying yourself. I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take care.